Hope now my screen is visible.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start. Today we are continuing from the yesterday class, and yesterday, due to the time issue, we have left something with respect to the collector API, right?
Mm.
And collector API. So yesterday I not I just mentioned that collector is a interface, right?
Collector is the interface.
And
Collectors is a class.
yes, is an interface.
Mm.
Okay, so if interface, so anyone want to make the object of a collector interface, then we have a generally if note it is not a functional interface, it is not a functional interface, right?
That's right.
A functional interface means the interface have only one abstract method,
Only one method. Yeah. Yeah.
but this collector interface, I think I have a this collector interface I have a multiple abstract method, right? So like supplier, accumulator, multiple abstract method, right? So you
That's right.
cannot say this is a functional interface, right? So question is that ki how we can create the object of a functional interface. So started say ki currently have a three approach, right? First approach, use the implementation class, right?
Mm.
Implementation class of collector interface. Okay. Second, use we have use the anonymous class. Anonymous class, right?
Right.
Class for collector interface, right?
Right.
Our third, uh, use the existing library. Use the existing Java library. Okay,
Right.
library like collectors class, right?
Right.
Like see collectors class. Okay,
But yeah.
so three approach we have. So yesterday we generally this third approach we have covered, right? Ki how we can use the collectors class, and
Right.
this collectors class have a lots of method. Yesterday we discussed like a static method like a to list, okay, to list, similarly to set lots of things, right? To list, to set, to map, right?
Right.
All the things yesterday we cover, right?
Right.
So today we are going to let's discuss like a first two approach. Okay, how to if someone I'm not interested to use this existing API. Might be I need some modification. Yeah, but at least we know okay, how this API. If collectors Java designer can implement this collector interface, then why I cannot? This is a simple interface. I can also
Right.
implement, right?
Right.
So like same we have a this is the list of 10 some employees same yesterday, and we have interface, right? So let's as usual like example, we load data in a variable, we have employee list, and in this employee list I am not interested all the employee. I am only interested employee who's maybe who are in the particular department, like particular the IT department, right? Or the particular country, right?
Right.
So I am going to, hey employee list, I am going to start a stream, and after that say filter out uh, the employee whose department, okay, equal it's IT, okay.
Right.
This department name now I want to this in a particular variable result, right? So down studies like we have one of reduce operator like collect, okay, and collect. So collect is like of your functional interface. So we have it here because these collect methods are expecting you pass me the as a collector interface. This is the collect method. They are expecting you pass me this collector object. Collector is an interface, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Question is that here how I can pass collector. So yesterday we discussed, okay, I am using the existing library. I'm not going to implement. So we say key collectors.toList. Let's sample, okay? And now we can get in the output in the list, right?
That's right.
Collect.
Yeah.
The till now yesterday we did, right? This is the collect. And just this out. Simple say dot for each system dot out dot println. Okay, it's as per the static class. It's work. Okay, they return all the employees who are belong to the IT department, right?
Right.
These are the employees that's are belong to the IT department. It's okay, but here can possible I can write my own implementation. I don't want like a existing, okay, but maybe that's generally we have to use the existing one, but we as a developer we should aware ki we can also write, right? So let's think. Yesterday I just left here, I am using this existing API. So let's think how to do. So uh, let's do with the both approach. We have a two approach, right? First using the implementation class, second using the anonymous class. Both we can do, right? So let's do. So let's employee class dot. I can go with the same example, stream dot filter and say employee dot department equal to IT, right? But here I am going to use a collect method, but I am going to not pass the existing library. Here I am going to let's implement this collect and interface. So one way interface, first we have to write the class, right? So let us I am going to write one class. Okay, so here I am going to the top, I am going to write a class my collector. Okay,
So this is the
collector,
second way. Second way. You
or
are
just I am going to the first way, use the implementation class. I am going
implementation
to
class.
write
Okay.
my own, use the own implementation class, own
Mm.
implementation class, right?
Implementation class. Yeah. Yeah.
For a collector interface. For a, second I am explain the anonymous class. Third we already covered, right?
That's right.
So let's I'm right. So basic rule: if you have an interface, if
Third
you have
is
an
method. Third is method reference.
uh, which what are you talking?
No, no. First is anonymous.
Hmm.
Second is uh,
Here we have
implementation,
here we have a three approaches, right? One
yeah,
is the own implementation class, another anonymous class,
and
third
third is method
use
reference.
the existing library.
Existing library. Okay.
Because here we cannot use the method reference or lambda expression because this is not a functional interface, right? It is not a
Okay.
functional interface. If it is a functional interface, then we can implement the lambda expression, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah.
That's clear.
It's a yeah. It's a
So we have
collector
not
stuff.
here
Yeah.
we have not any option to implement the lambda function, a method reference, right? We have
Right.
only two options. So first and second both are we covered today, and this is already covered, right?
Right. Right.
So let's if I'm asking, let's you have any interface, simple interface, and this interface define the abstract method one, abstract method two, abstract method three, and how to just I write one implementation class that implements this interface, right, and
Mhm.
override all the abstract method right here. So similarly, I'm going to write one my own collector implementation, my own collector collect collector implementation, okay,
Right.
that implements collector interface collector. So let's look collector interface. What is this? Is the interface that this is the expecting three kind of things till now. This expecting three kind of things. One, the t types of object or value you are going to the process, right?
Right.
So here our types of value is the employee object. So I am going to processing employee object, right? Second kind of things we have to pass the accumulator. You want to where store this value. You want to store in the array list, hash map, list set or what, right? So here our objective I am going to store in the set list, right? So we are going to the store in the list. What the output we are expecting? Finally, what the return value? Return value also we do the my list, right? Here I am going to proceed the employee object, right? This is the employee object, and where I what is the collections I am going to store? I am going to store the list data structure to storing this.
Yeah.
What I want to result also I want to list as of now, right? So this three means T means what the data types you want to process, what kind of value you are going to process. A means accumulator, where you are going to store, right? Here means A means this is the accumulator. What types of reductions you want? Means ki all the employee which follow in the IT departments. So I'm
Yeah.
all those employment I am going to reduce in the one list, right? And here, what kind of return you want? I want to return the list type. These three types here mentioned, right?
Right.
Of element you want to process, kind of collections you are going to use, and kind of result value you want, right? So let's here we have to take decision. We have to three kind of things we are going to do here. One, I am to going to
What
process
type of now is the what type of want to
object.
process? Yeah.
You are going
Object.
to process object or integer or string or float or double, what kind of object, right? So here we have a employee object, right? I want
Yeah.
to go to process employee object.
Yeah.
Second, okay. Second, I am going to whenever all the employee department of the IT department, maybe one employee, two employee, three object, four employee. So
Right.
where I'm going to store? I'm going to store in the list, right? So I'm
List. Yeah.
use in the list of employee. And
Right.
second, what the return you want? I want to same list of employee I want to return, right?
Okay.
So this is the class. Now this class implement this collector interface. Good, but this is the interface, and your class implemented. That means your class responsibility. They can implement this all abstract method like a supplier, accumulator, combiner, finisher, and characteristics. These are the abstract method defined in
Object.
the collector interface. Our
Right.
responsibility means our class responsibility is to implement them, right? So let's do. I am going to say, hey, implement all these methods. Okay.
Okay. So we need all the
Yes.
method.
Yeah. Because if you not write all, that means this class cannot become complete class. This become again abstract class, partial class, right? This class only become fully implemented class if they implement all the abstract method defined in this character interface, right? So now question is that these are the five interface: supplier, accumulator, combiner, and finisher and accumulator. We have to override. So question is that what thing I'm going to write here, right? Okay. So let me be carefully understand. This is the main purpose. Here, employee object you want to process. Here you want to store in the collection. So here you have to supplier. What kind of collections you are? So here say I am going to store this data in the new array list. Okay. New array list. Okay. Employee. So this is the this is the implementation of first method. Clear? And
Okay. Hmm.
second question, this is the accumulator. Accumulator means you are going to store value. So you have a by consumer means a two input. One is the list, one is the employee. That means we have a employee, we have a list. So we are going to store employee in the list, right? So here say ki we have a list, we have a list, and we have an employee. Okay. And what I am going to do? I am going to hey list dot add this employee. Add this employee. This is my implementation, right?
Right.
And here say this is the binary operation. Say ki now we have a combiner. Combiner means this is the binary operation. Binary operation means two input. Okay. So here say we have a list 1, let's list 2, list 2. And what I am going to the combiner? Combine means whenever they are going to do processing, first receive one employee, they create the your put in the array list, right? This is put in the array list, right?
Right.
And second employee come, second also put in the array list, right?
Right.
After that, you want to result one list. What you do? You combine them. You say, "Ki, okay, to have a two list, combine in the one list. Whatever the list one dot add value here as well. So make one list of the employee one, employee two. Make one list employee one and employee two. Right? Combine them.
Right.
So here combine means combining them. We have two lists. This is the first employee, second employee combined into one employee, right? So here say you have a two lists, list one and list two. Just combine them. List one dot add all method and say ki list two. And after that you have to return list one because list one contain the both employee, right? And now the last question is the function. Function means take list and return list. So what are finisher? At the end, you are do something. After merging, you have to do something. I am saying ki just receive input and receive output. I'm not going to any kind of a processing here, right? So if you want to something, you can write here. And this is the characteristics. If you notice, this by default there are support the concurrency, on order, yeah, identified finisher. So anyone you can use. So by default, let's say I'm going to the default one. Okay, I am say set off and say just go to the default identify finisher. So now in this way we have created my own collector, my own collector implementation for list, for to list. Okay, so I have
Right.
written this class works same like this list because I'm using
Okay.
the list, right? This is my own implementation. Let's here
Oh, so this is another way just to
yeah,
learn
yeah,
how
just
it
learn
works.
how this implemented. Similarly I am going to implement my own to list. So here I am going to say here him stream dot stream and here say department and here I can write in the my object. Now I can create, even you can write this class in the outside of the method, right? This is the class
Right. Right.
you can write, just go to the down, right here, right? Okay, here this is the class, you can go outside here, right? This is the class. Okay, you can write
Right.
anywhere, right? And here I'm going to say stream. Here I'm going to create my own class like a to list. Okay, let's given the same name. Okay, to list equal to new my own collector, right?
That's right. Okay.
And how I am going to pass here this to my list, to list, right?
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
To this is the to my list, this is to my list. Okay, name. Okay, to my list. Okay, and this is the return. What return? They return the list of employee. Like similarly collect. Let's collect one, right?
Right.
So why I am able to this method return list? Because here I mentioned what the return. Return should be the list, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So in this way, you are able to implement. Let's print just here, just demarcation as out. Okay, this is the existing library output, and this is my custom output. Okay, this is my collector one, right?
Okay. So that's the collector one. Okay.
So collector one, I am not using the any kind of library. I am saying ki this is my own implementation object. Okay,
Right. Right.
collect to my own list, right? Okay, and run. It will work the same as your collector.to list works.
So that's easier. Collectors dot to list.
Yes, collector.to easier, and just we know this is the interface someone can implement it. So notice the same output we are getting same way, right?
Mm.
So this is the way This complete class, new class, is written by compiler for you. Okay, you
Yeah.
can write your own class, or you can use the existing collectors.toList. Both are the same thing. You write this line, or you can write your own class object and pass here. So our here intention, this collect methods are expecting you pass me the collector object, right? A collector is an interface. So I have to create first my class implementation class and create the object and pass here, right?
Right.
So this thing, creating class and creating, writing class, creating object and passing, all thing done it automatic for here.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
this collector toList method internally, they are going to create the new collector implementation class. Notice they created new object.
Right. Yeah.
Similarly, we did here new my character implementation, right? A same thing I pass here, right?
Right.
Or similarly, you can write here. Similarly, you can say collector two. You can write this completely thing here itself, right? Here, right?
So we can write it here too.
Yeah, simply like just new my implementation. It will work same as collector two list.
That's right. Okay.
So okay, so here notice here, whenever called toList method internally they create the return kya new implementation. Here
That's right.
this implementation they pass the same like new array list, right? And list dot add method and add all method and return the left. Notice same thing we did in our implementation. Here say array list dot new, they created new array list here and
That's right.
all the add method and add all method, right? Look the our definition, look our class here. In class I say you create the new array list, okay, and add the employee add method, right? And
Right.
here say combiner add all, return the left. This is the left and right, right? Left and right,
Right.
return the left. Same thing in your class say this is the left and right to list, and just list dot add and return the left. Here they are
Right.
using the some constant characteristics. Same I am here using the simple constant, right?
Right.
So what all the things is implemented by internally your collector class for concise and simple way, right? So the best way, if really you want to only the same behavior like toList, you can use the collector.toList, right? But
I
we
can do
should
that.
aware the collect methods are expecting the object of collector interface. So I can pass the collector interface object. I also know, right?
Right. Right.
So this is the first way you can write the own implementation class that implement the collector interface and create the object and pass here, right?
Right.
And the initially say second option, I don't want to write the complete class. I can use the anonymous class itself, right?
Right.
So here directly you can say, I can directly say, I'm not going to write the new class here, right? Directly say employee list dot stream and dot filter whatever employee dot department dot equals it, right? And after
Right.
that I say dot collect, okay. And here I'm not going to write any new class object. I'm not good. By default anonymous class say you can just write an anonymous class, right? So here
Right.
say new, just interface name, because anonymous class don't have any name. That means ki what here I am going to do. As you know, anonymous class, just this is the anonymous class. Don't use this word. Don't use the name, right? So this is the complete your anonymous class. Just copy paste. This is the complete anonymous class. This is the without anonymous class means a implementation class that does not have a name. That means this part not here, right? This is the only you can just copy and paste here. Here you say ki new, I'm not going to use this, I'm not going to use the implementation class, I am going to just implement complete code here, whatever you
That's
right.
the anonymous class.
Right, yes. And just that is your anonymous class, and just say implementation right? What is something? Yes, here I have to semicolon, right? So this is anonymous class.
Hmm.
Anonymous class, nothing, just new your class implementation class, right?
So you have two arrow at the end,
No,
two arrow
let's just remove. Just I have now just clear. Where I just remove all
at
the
the
things.
first. Yeah.
Just simple. Let's. I'm explaining. Just where I'm. Yeah, I'm here, right? I'm not writing it. Just here the thing. Just I'm right. I'm not. Just I'm trying to say anonymous class is just nice. This is the complete code in the anonymous class. Just copy paste in your method itself. I'm trying to say, right? Because I'm not going to use any of your class name. So instead of copy paste, let's I'm right here. I'm just say here. Just say new, right?
That's right.
Just new. I here interface. I'm if I'm not any class name, that which object I'm going to create new, that I'm going to just take the name of your interface itself as a interface, your collector. Okay, this is the I want, right? And here
That's right.
first parameter employee, second parameter I want to list of employee like accumulator, right? Second parameter I also are the list, right? List of employee. Okay, now this is the clear. And now this is the interface that which we have to implement the all abstract method. To implement all abstract method, right?
Right.
Is it clear? And now
Yeah.
same code you can write here. Here you can say simply I want to. Uh, you can write code like this way. You can write code like this way. Supplier means ki return the new array list of employee, right? Here write this way, or you can use the method reference. Use the method reference just here. The same library use, right? Collector.toList. Okay, notice this is the using there, right? There is
That's right. Yeah.
collectors class. So you can write this way or this way, both are the same thing, right? This way. So this is the one implementation done. Now let's here you are the accumulator means you are storing in the, this employee storing in the list. Now say we have a list and say we have a list and we have employee, and here saying implementation list dot add all employee, right?
That's
You
right.
write this way or simply use the method reference, just replace with the method reference list dot add, right?
Oh, okay. Okay. Hmm.
Right, similarly here you write, yeah, I write this line or simply say I'm say list dot colon it, right? Notice the same thing used by your here, notice here
Oh, okay.
list
Okay.
colon
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
add. So I'm added here. Second, come here combiner means we have it now combining the both list. So we have here we have a uh, say left list, okay, left comma right list, right? Just I
Right.
use the same name. Say left dot here say left dot add all, right? Okay,
Oh,
and
okay. Okay.
just
Yeah.
return right. Here I name list one, list two are left right. Both are the same thing. Same implementation is given by correct. Notice here left right. Left dot add all and return the left, right?
Yeah. But we return right. It's same thing.
Let's left return left. We have to return left. Why not? We have to return left. Okay, because left contain all the data. Left
That's
here
right.
we have
That's right. Yeah.
right. Same thing. Now finally, this is the finisher means ki at the end you are do something. I don't want to any do something like here. You write this dot this or alternative way you can use the method reference here. Here say function comma identity. Both are the same. You can write these things are EROE. Same input, same output. That means identity function, right? Here similarly, same thing, default you can pass. Okay, default. Like here, different any kind of things, order another. So now we have implemented this using the your anonymous class, right?
That's right.
And simply now you can take in a variable output. collected 3, right? And just copy paste 2 line here and just demarcation here say collector 3. Okay, we have a collector 3 here, right?
That's right.
Collector 3. This is the by anonymous, by anonymous anonymous class, right?
That's right.
This was by by im- implementation class.
Right.
Okay, so same implementation class or animal different we are writing code. Okay, so you are getting the same output as expected, right?
That's right.
So this is the just awareness how this is the basic rule. Whenever you interface, you have to implement using the your class or implement using the anonymous class, right?
That's right.
Same thing we are doing. So these are the very look like a very our purpose was just collecting the here our purpose we have a list of employee. I want to filter the IT department. Our purpose just collect the all the employee in the list. So why you are focusing all these things, right? Just use the focus business logic. Okay, just use the collectors class. I am written this for just you, right? Is it okay? So
Yeah.
generally we are avoiding, we are not writing this, but sometime if you need it, you do. At least you should aware how to write, how to use the collect function. You can write the collect method is the method. Just expect you pass me the object of your collector interface. Now here pass collect object, new your collector interface, right?
That's right.
And but here we cannot implement the lambda function because this is not the only one abstract method. Problem is that if only one abstract method, we can implement the lambda function. But it is here we cannot do, right?
Because it has more abstract method.
Right. Notice here why I am able to notice here. Here I am able to implement using this lambda function. Why? Because this is the function expecting the predicate. A predicate is the function interface, right? They have only one abstract method, right? So this implementation we can given here, like here, right?
Right.
Even here we can write our class and pass the object here, right? So, right here we can pass the let's write the any interface we can implement within the object or an anonymous class. Let's I'm implement the anonymous class here. Say, hey, I am going to implement new predicate interface for employee, and this is the my test method. I am going to here say ki whatever the employee dot department dot equals IT, right?
It's the same thing.
Same thing. Here I am just implementing as an anonymous method. Or because this is the functional interface, that you can use this method reference or lambda function. But here I'm saying, no, I'm not interested in the lambda function. I can write my own object. You can do here. So here say filter object are expecting the object of predicate interface. You are created the new predicate object and pass here. It works same as, right?
Right. Right. Okay.
But here we have option. This is the functional interface one method. I'm getting the same output,
Right.
right? So you can write this way or write your own work. Okay, so that is the maybe I'm interested not the anonymous class. I'm interested to just separate class you can even write, right? So let us here 3 4. Okay, 4. So here say I am not interested to use the lambda function, right? I'm interested to like a new my class, eh? So let's write one my class. Okay, see my predicate, right? Predicate, right? Implements predicate interface. What kind of object? I am process employee, right?
That's
And
right.
just we have to override. Here say, hey employee dot department dot equals IT, right? So I've implemented it. Here, new my predicate, I am just going to use in the my here new, right, predicate, right? So same thing here. I have a stream. I am going to call filter, my filter object, collect my collector object, and run. Why it's possible? Because here we have option two. We can go with the object or go with the lambda expression, right?
Okay. Because it's a functional interface.
Yes. But this is not the functional interface. Then we have to only option to write RAG in the library. So you write this code or let's write 5. Here we can use the we have the option.
So
Yes.
in the map, if we use map, we can use functional interface too.
Yes, let's
Dot
do.
map.
Let's do currently and let's do.
Okay.
Control Z. Uh, let's say I want to use the first what I'm explaining. This we can we have option. We can use your lambda function here because this is the functional interface, so we can
That's
use.
right.
So let's first your question. I am going to the just here. I want to map. Okay,
Yeah.
map uh, dot map. What I want to map in map means
Yeah. Map means like maybe we want to
getting
put it.
one input and return another output. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's say I am going to uh, employee with a uppercase name, right?
Uppercase. Yeah.
This is our objective. So here we have two options. Or you can write the lambda function, or you can write your own implementation. So notice map functions are expecting you pass me the functional interface, right? So you have to write your own functional interface class, right? So let's say
Right.
I'm going to write my class my function. Okay, function function implement my map function, right? My map function. My map function implement function. Okay, this will take a employee and return also employee. Why I am
Right.
writing this? Let's check this interface. This functional interface have a two types. What data you want to process? Input type T, and what the data result R types. Here means ki whenever I am going to override this apply method, we receive T type, means we receive employee. And what you want to return? I want to return employee with uppercase, right? So
Right.
here I have to implement that means we have to override this abstract method. They have one abstract method, apply. I have to go and here say now we have this employee. I am going to create the new employee. We can new employee and employee. Here employee dot uh, uh, id comma employee dot name dot to uppercase, right? To
Right.
uppercase नाम फिर employee dot age comma employee dot salary comma employee dot department comma employee dot city comma employee dot just this is the I think right. This is the complete constructor. I created new object with the uppercase, right?
That's right.
So this is the new object I am created here, and this I am just returning the new object, right? So whatever I receive one input, maybe this is the input employee. Just rename the input employee. Refactor, rename your input put employee, right? Input employee,
Right.
and you create the output employee. Rename output employee and return the out. What we are doing from input employee, we receive all the value ID name, but I change the name to uppercase, right?
That's right.
And now this is the my functional interface, and here I say I am going to call my new map, right? And it works. So look like here we start stream dot filter map, and you pass them. Notice they works with the uppercase are the name, right?
That's right.
So map means transformation, get one input return. So here we have a option. Here filter and map. We have an option, we can go with the lambda expression because these are the functional interface. Predicate is the functional interface. Functional interface means only abstract, single abstract method, right? There is no any abstract method, right, in this class. Similarly, in the case of your map are expecting you pass me the functional. Functional is a functional interface. They have only one abstract method that you can implement with the lambda expression. But in the case of collector is the expecting collector, but collector is not a functional interface. Then we have not any option to implement with the lambda expression, right? So
That's
here
right.
we can implement using my own implementation class all. This is the basic thing always works. But lambda functions are work for a specific interface that are the functional interface, means that have a only single abstract method. So this works, and the same code I am writing in the lambda expression. This code, like here, 5 6. That's 5 6. I'm not interested to writing my own class. I am going to use the lambda expression. So here say this is the employee dot get department dot equals IT. Right? Similarly here, whatever the employee, I want to just same as what we did in the here. Same same things I want right here. I want to return here, right?
That's right.
So so here say I am say just say this is the input employee right here. I can return this, right?
That's right.
Okay, this works using the lambda expression and the same output. What say? Okay, here semicolon not ready, right? Okay, so here you are getting input, creating a new object, right?
That's right.
This lambda expression here possible, but here we have not any option because this is not a functional interface. So you can use the correct 6, right? And you can get the output the same like here, right? Using the lambda. So these are the different way to write the code. Maybe to write the lambda expression or by just implementation class. All the things we can do here. Okay.
Correct.
And instead of this, here I'm not going to, here I'm not interested in my own class. So here I can use the existing library, right? I am say here I'm not interested in my own class. So here I'm not going to write any class. So you can say simply say, hey collectors utility, give me the I'm going to use your method, right?
Right.
So this is by collectors.toList. Okay. And this way it will be 7. This will be 7. So generally we follow this way: filter, lambda expression; map, lambda expression; collect existing library, not implementing, not anonymous class, right?
So
So estimating
existing,
the
they go by existing library. That's
generally we follow. If library provide any classes, any utility for you, just use them. Don't invent your again. It's right.
right.
So generally we are writing code always this way, right?
That's yeah. That makes sense.
Makes sense. But we should aware कि whatever the writing this can be written as a simple our as a by class object as well as, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Same thing writing this, same thing writing this.
This is
We
like a knowledge purpose. Knowledge
knowledge
purpose.
purpose. Someone might be asked, you should aware कि how it works. All the things what you are doing manually, this is done by your Java compiler for you, right? Till now, any doubt, question? कि how
No,
we are
no.
using
I got the idea.
great. Okay, good. So let's study till now. It's okay. I move to the next topic? Yesterday we missed one more thing, right?
Yes.
So notice yesterday we this the two list. It's okay. Similarly, yesterday what we are exposing, right, writing in yesterday code like employee list streams, and yesterday we are like filtering employee dot age, right, greater than I think 60,
That's
and
right.
we are trying to collect, right, collect, and we are trying to set, right, yesterday, and we are
Yeah.
extracting.
Yeah. Two set, right? You're
uh,
doing two set.
yes, and run here. So yesterday we are struggle why I want set means uniqueness, right?
Unique. Yeah.
So let instead of 60, I think yesterday we try less than 50, greater than 50, I think. So I think study we can get multiple entries. So yesterday here getting 60, 62 age, right? Uh, So by default, these records are unique. Why? Because different ID, right? So these are the unique, right? Because by default, your record class assume all the field is considered if the same, then this is a duplicate, right?
That's
So
right.
if, right, but let's but two scenario. Let how to fix it might be just think how compiler. Let's say I just duplicate same thing duplicate one time, just intensely. This is the duplicate record, just 12, right?
Right.
And just duplicate 12, 12, and then uh, just run. So let me think, just example, this is the work good. Let's first to set, okay, before this is the let's to list, okay, this is
Two
the
list. Okay.
list. First check to list how works. This is the list, okay, and this is the set. This is the mat 8, this is the 9, okay. So by default, okay, now set means they consider all the duplicate, right? Set means not consider duplicate, right? Let's run and look the both output. So notice your list contain 60, 60, 60 multiple time. Notice these two last record will be same all the things, right? Employee ID, name, age, salary, Smith. So by default, if all the attributes are the same, then set say it is a duplicate. These the two row you are notice you're not getting here. I'm only getting the Johnny, only one Johnny, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Johnny is the here two time Johnny. Here Johnny is the one time. So by default, uh, the uniqueness is checked by your record class is the all the field, right? But I'm not interested to make uniqueness for the all the field. I'm interested in only one field, right? Why not this 60, 60, 60 the duplicate? Let's my meaning, right? How we can convey our meaning. So instead I notice. So this is the default implementation of record class. Instead say record class by default provide your equal method and hashCode method. Means ki how compiler know ki this is the two objects are equal or not. Okay, so they are invoke the equal or a hashCode method. They are equal one equal method and one hashCode method.
Right.
Due to that, they are deciding ki these two objects are equal or not. So by default, this record class is provided your equal and hashcode method. By default, they consider all the field. Due to that, the uniqueness is apply on the all the field. So let's you decided no, I am not going to make all the field as a uniqueness criteria. Might be I am just interested in the salary, right? So I have to give my own equal and hashcode method, right? So I have to here override equals and hashcode method. Okay, and whenever you're going to override, they are asking you are going to for all. I'm not interested for all the field. Just consider the only age part, right? I'm not interested to all the field, right?
Right.
I'm only consider the age as a my unique parameter, right?
Right.
Nice, nice. So notice they generated equals and hash code method with just one field age, right?
Right.
And now let's look the output. By default, now our your this same tool is set method are going to work on the basis of consider your uniqueness on the basis of age only, and just run this code. So notice here list contain all the greater than age like a 60, 60, 63 time, right? Three time, right? Notice
That's
I'm
right.
getting 60 only one time. This is the because we say, hey compiler, you can make uniqueness on the basis of age attribute. So age only one time 60.
Right.
So whenever you are going to set change the behavior of set by default, then you have to work these two method equal and hash code. And in equal and hash code method, equal method is just check this object are equal to other. If both are the equal, then return true, else then false. Here I'm saying don't consider all the field of employee. Just consider one field age, right? And here say hash code just consider hash one age field. The by default your compiler is going to consider just let's out. Notice here check this method call or not call, right? Equals call, okay, for plus o, right? And similarly okay, hash call, this is the hash code call, and this is the age, okay. So you notice by default these methods are invoked by internally your two set implementation. Notice whenever you call, notice here they call hash code 60, hash code 61, hash code 60, and notice 60 is the duplicate, then going to call the equal method, right?
Hmm.
The Tom is the duplicate, just right. Similarly, sir, again duplicate find. So internally they are calling equals and hash code method, and finally they decided, oh, this is the unique is the 60 and 61 only. If you look here, 60, 61, 60, 60 multiple times. Note 60, Tom 60, right? Again,
Right.
Johnny 60. Again, Johnny 60. So in this way, internally, they are our by default rule, they are going to call equal method to check the two objects are equal or not equal. Okay. So by default, they call equal method for checking Java two objects equal or not equal. Right? Is it clear?
Yeah.
And sometime they call hash code. Why they are calling hash code? Because they are using the hash implementation data structure. Look this two set the implementation. They are using the hash set data structure. Okay, hash set means they are working on a hash code algorithm, right? So in general rule, whenever you are writing any class or record, both are the things, you have to override two equals and hash code method. Question is that I'm saying override. That means where they define. These methods are defined in the object class. Okay. This is the
Right.
object class is the super class of our classes. No, they are defining in the case of record, this is defined in the record, right? In the case of
Right.
object, they define in the object class, right?
So this is to uh, for uniqueness.
Yes. Here you have to say by default responsibility of let's key study I think written this is for record, okay. The record by default given the definition of equals and hash code. If you're not
Hmm.
writing, if you're not writing by default your you can say your employee have this method, equals method, hashCode method implemented. Okay, this is the beauty of your record class. Let's say
Right.
I am writing my own class, let's say employee one. Just I'm not using, let's say, let's use the employee one. Okay, yeah, employee class.
But
Yesterday,
it is, but the output is still showing duplicate.
yes, until you are not overriding equals and hashCode method. I'm trying to say, whenever I write, let's say I'm writing the any class employee.
Hmm.
Let's EMP. I'm not writing the new class EMP, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
they have, let's just two field, integer ID, and let's integer name, and oh sorry, should be semicolon, right?
Yeah.
String name, and let's give one field a three. Okay, just I'm created the three, and I instructed the constructor, right? I am say
Right.
constructor. I am say, right. Just to override equals method, right? Is it clear? I am created new class employee, and just we have not over by default they are not overriding any equals method hashCode method, right? So let's I am going to create the list of employee, new list of new employee, and here I have a ID one comma name j comma age is let's 40, right? And I can create
Yeah.
multiple objects, right?
Right.
Let's example, okay, in this way. So I have created, let's name change employee ID 2 3 4 5. Here name JV uh, mini teeny
Hmm.
ja, jaya, and let's can canny. And here age might be, let's consider someone 30 and someone 40, right? Just for
Right.
check. Kenny. So now this is the employees, okay, list
That's
employees.
right.
Okay, and here if you pay employees for each system dot out colon printed. So by default they are saying all, but here I am say I want employee always be considered the uniqueness on the basis of age, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But compiler don't know about anything this, okay? So you have to say, tell something, right? If let's I am going to say, hey stream, hey stream, just collect them to set, right?
Right.
I am saying collect them, yeah, just uh some apply some filter, let's filter employee dot age, uh let's greater than 20, okay? And I'm just adding one more, that's a less than 20, that's key 18, right? So this will not come, okay?
That's right.
Okay, and this is the 6, okay? So if I'm say correct and just say correct 10, okay? So by default, we are here, the our intention how we say, hey compiler, you consider uniqueness, because by default compiler don't know, because this is your class created employee, right? If you
That's
use
right.
string or buffer, they know, but this is your class, compiler don't interfere. The set look like here, set is not working. They are returning all the value, but we have to not inform employee class ki how compiler know your object are equal or not equal, right?
That's right.
So due to that, we are going to this class. I am saying going to say, hey, I am going to override. Just I am going to override. I'm going to just override equal method, equal and hash code. Okay. And
Right.
here we have to here by default IntelliJ help us. By default, we are considering all the fields. No, I'm not interested in all the field. I'm only interested in the age field, right?
That's right.
So they generate only equals and hash code, right? So
Equals and
by default, these methods you have to if you're not overriding this, if after that you run, uh, let where is I'm code? Okay, here, and this is the let's first list. Okay, list return all, right?
that's right.
And just after that you return here set here say set it 10 instead of 11. Okay, so here this is the output of your, this is the list. Okay, and this is the set. Okay,
Right.
so whenever you are going to tell library Java framework you want to know no duplicate, right?
That's right. Yeah.
They are all 40, 40, 30, 40, but here only getting a 30 and 40. Now your two set look like work, right? Because they how works before it's not work because you given the definition. Hey, this is my class. You consider these two method equal and hash code. In this space, you can consider which object equal or which object not equal.
Okay. Okay.
And
Uh,
these methods are by default. If you're not writing, if you you are not writing, if you're not writing this, then you run compiler don't know ki where what is the definition of equals and hash code. So they are by default returning all. Set also returning all, right? Study we are doing, right?
right. Right.
But we have to tell by default here compiler
Mm,
invoking your equals and hash code method here, but you are not overridden. So if you write
right.
here, then it's work. So here you have to decide. You have to only one field, or two field, or three field, or all field.
Right.
By default, this record interface are implemented this equals and hash code method for all this field. But here you have to your responsibility. You say, okay, no, I'm not interested for all the field. I'm only interested in one field or two field or three field. So is it clear
Yeah.
how uniqueness this methods maintain? So for uniqueness, you have to override equals and hashcode method. And this equals and hashcode method by default available in this object class. If you're not overriding, by default implementation is given by your object class. Right?
Mhm.
This is the meaning of default implementation of this. Right.
Because the set to set does
Hmm.
not know
Hmm.
how I want to perform the unique.
Yes. Why not did know?
No.
Because this is the your class. You
And
written.
in the hash
Hmm.
and equal,
Hmm.
I mentioned that we need to sort by age. Sorry,
Yeah.
we
e-
need to identify
Equality
age
by age. Right here.
for, so it is picking up only one age out
Yes.
of
Yeah.
multiple. Okay.
Yeah, multiple field. Like here have a ID, age, is everything, right? If you run this
Right.
code, your object have a multiple field.
Right.
Here your object have like a three field, ID, name, age.
Right.
Which field based the compiler going to identify? Yeah, which is the unique or not unique, or equal or not equal. So
That's
you
right.
have to tell compiler, you have to tell the Java framework, hey, I want to consider age as our equality parameter. The age considered as equality parameter. Okay, age. The only 30 and 40 are the unique things, right?
Right. Right.
So this is the way, while writing any record class or employee class, whenever you write class, you have to override this field. Okay, you manually override equal method, hashCode method, toString method, right? But
Right.
notice in the record, I'm not writing anything. But still, if you run program, you can get equal hashCode this method. No, already I'm getting proper response output, right? I'm not even reading the toString method, right?
That's right.
So how this toString method this employee class have? Because this is not a class, this is a record. Record means by default they are given this method: implementation of equals method, implementation of hashCode method, implementation of toString method.
Right.
So this is the, you can say, uh, default use. Sometime you want I have to manually equal override or manually hashCode, manually toString. You can go with the class. That's no matter. But I really note, I say by default these are the very basic things. It should be. Then go with the record. Record by default give you all this method: equals method, hashCode method, this method, right?
Right.
So it's any doubt, confusion with respect to how to make your two objects are equal, object 1 and object 2. If this is your class, your object, compiler Java don't know ki what inside this id, name, age, what it is, what is here, right? So
Right.
you tell, hey compiler, you can consider equalness on the basis of a field, a B field. So my question, how we can inform compiler? We can where I can say indication. The indication is the equal method, right? You
Right.
override equal method. In equal method, you can say, oh, equal method, I am just considering age. The equal method is just hint, indication to the your Java runtime system. Java runtime system, okay, check your equal method and call with this equal, right? And check
Right.
both are equal or not equal.
Right.
So both object have equals method, you have to just give the definition. The equals method is just indication to your Java runtime system. Hey, this is my object. This is my custom object I created. You don't know what the field this object have. So just call my equals method, and here I can specify. Please consider age as a unique parameter.
Right. Right.
Due to that, we have to write this equals method and hashcode method, right?
Right.
By default, your IntelliJ, your record are interested to make uniqueness on the basis of all the field. Two objects. If all the field ID, name, age, salary, department, all are the same, then record say, oh, these two objects are equal.
Right.
Okay, this is also logically makes sense. If I am two people standing, if you want to differentiate, if all the parameter match, then you can say it is equal, right? If any parameter
Right.
mismatch, then you can say it's not match, right? It's not equal reality, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So this is the way default implementation with all the parameters.
I see.
But you can customize, you can change whatever you want, right?
So that's why we have to override to
Right.
customize.
Yeah, you have to override equals and hashcode method.
Otherwise, it's gonna show all.
Also all, yes.
Mhm. Got it.
Is it okay? And let
Yeah.
me, what happen if I am not writing these two method here? One thing, just not writing here as of now. Okay, commented out. And here, uh, here, here, I have just let's duplicate this 30 again. Just duplicate 3 again, same, right? Means
Right.
30, all the parameter are same, right? Duplicate
Right.
record. Okay, and just list the output of the list and set. Okay, just run. List is obvious, list can show all the
Mhm.
things, right? There is no any
Right.
problem, right? So let's look the output. So here list, they have a 30, 32 time, right? And
That's right.
notice in the set also have a 30, 32 times, because all the
Right. Right.
parameters same, still they are not able to understand.
That's right.
Notice, but the same thing we did in the record. record able to understand all the parameters same, then they are ignoring, right?
Right.
If you just look the output of here, notice here record 60, 60, 60. They are the make the like here, where here they are the two six, these two record, right? Tommy same, right? The
That's
by
right. Yeah.
default they are considered, no, all the parameters are same, all the parameters say this is duplicate, so I'm not going to Johnny two times, John only one time, right? So
Oh,
by
so they'll
default,
just pick one.
yeah, Johnny only one time in the case of
Mm.
record, but in the case of our, we have say two teeny teeny, but still getting the two teeny teeny instead. Why? Both cases I am not implemented equal and hash code, right?
Right.
But record by default implement for the all the field. But in your class, this is your class, so by default compiler not providing this implementation.
Right.
By
Yeah.
default, this is the differences between record and employee class. Record class by default equals method are overwritten for the all the field. But your if you
Right.
write your class, this class does not have this equals and hash code method. Even
Right.
okay, due to that, you have to manually write this equals and hash code method. Then you consider the equalness. Is it clear?
Yeah,
E-
it's clear now.
Now it's clear, right? So please be note, whenever you are going to creating a object model using the record, you don't need to override equal method, has you don't need to override equals method, you don't need to override hash code method, you don't need to override toString method. These by
Right.
default methods available in the record, right?
Right.
But whenever you write your own class, then your manually your responsibility, you have to write your equals method, hash code method, and toString method.
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Good. So it's any doubt, any question till now?
No, I'm good so far.
Let's do
I'll
practice.
just yeah.
So
Okay.
this is today due to the time crunches, we are not cover these things. So
That's right.
I think we have to cover it. So summary of the today class is that we learn your collect methods are expecting the object of your collector interface, and you can
That's right.
collector interface is not a functional interface, so we cannot implement you in the lambda function. So we have a three options: you can use your own implementation class or anonymous class, or use the existing Java library like a collector class.
That's right. Okay. Hmm.
And we can say ki how to write your own implementation, how to write the anonymous class, and how to you can create object and pass. So here you can create the object of your anonymous class and pass. So finally you can call the collect method in your own object or anonymous or the Java inbuilt library, right?
Right.
Okay, this the and all the things we have already covered. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's do practice. If any doubt questions, we'll cover and
Sure.
discuss. Okay,
Sure. No problem.
it's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.